What if I told you there was a house in America that terrified not only a family, but also police officers, doctors, child protection workers, and even experienced priests? A house where a little boy was allegedly seen walking backward up a hospital wall. A house where grown adults claimed they heard footsteps with nobody there, saw dark figures watching them, and felt an evil presence that refused to leave. Was it mass hysteria? A family seeking attention? Or did something inside this small home in Gary, Indiana, truly defy everything we think we know? Tonight, we're diving into one of America's most controversial paranormal cases, the Demon House. At first glance, the house looked completely ordinary. A small white home sitting quietly on Carolina Street in Gary, Indiana. Nothing about it suggested that it would become one of the most talked about haunted locations in modern American history. But according to the Ammons family, everything changed shortly after they moved in during 2011. It started with small things. Strange footsteps echoed through the hallway late at night. Doors opened by themselves. The basement felt unnaturally cold, even in the summer. Then came the flies. Hundreds of large black flies appeared inside the house, despite freezing winter temperatures outside. No matter how many were killed, more kept showing up. The family tried cleaning. They called exterminators. Nothing worked. Soon, the activity became impossible to ignore. They claimed they heard whispers coming from empty rooms. Objects moved without anyone touching them. Lights flickered, and shadows seemed to stand silently in corners before disappearing. At first, they tried to explain everything logically. Maybe the house had electrical problems. Maybe it was stress. Maybe they were imagining things. But then, the children began acting differently. According to the family, one child would suddenly speak in a deep voice that didn't sound like his own. Another claimed to see dark figures standing over the bed at night. They became terrified of sleeping alone. Their grandmother later claimed she witnessed one of the children levitate above the bed before crashing back down. Nobody outside the family believed them, at least, not yet. Because what happened next would bring police officers, social workers, medical staff, and church officials into the middle of a mystery that still divides people to this day. As the disturbing events became more frequent, the family reached out for help. Eventually, local authorities and child services became involved. The children underwent medical and psychological evaluations. Most professionals searched for ordinary explanations: stress, trauma, behavioral disorders. But during one hospital visit, something happened that would make headlines across America. A Department of Child Services case manager later reported witnessing one of the boys climb backward up a hospital wall before flipping onto the floor. The story quickly spread. Skeptics questioned whether the event had been exaggerated. Others insisted multiple witnesses had seen something impossible. The truth remains heavily debated. As fear inside the home grew, the family contacted local churches. Some pastors refused to become involved. Others believed the family needed spiritual help. Eventually, a Catholic priest agreed to investigate. According to reports, he visited the house several times. He allegedly described an overwhelming feeling of darkness. The priest recommended blessings, prayers, and eventually multiple exorcisms. Whether you believe in exorcisms or not, the family's emotional reactions during those rituals were intense enough to convince them something very real was happening. Neighbors also shared strange stories. Some claimed the house always felt unsettling. Others avoided walking near it after dark. Still, many people remained unconvinced. Critics argue that fear, stress, and suggestion can make ordinary events feel supernatural. Could everyone simply have influenced one another? Or was there something inside that house science couldn't explain? As media attention exploded, the house became famous across the country. Paranormal investigators wanted access. Journalists searched for answers. Believers called it one of the most terrifying haunting cases in American history. Skeptics called it one of the biggest paranormal controversies ever reported. Years later, filmmaker Zach Bagans purchased the property to investigate it himself. After documenting the location, the house was eventually demolished in 2016. Today, the building is gone, but the questions never disappeared. If nothing supernatural was there, why did so many people, from family members to officials, describe such disturbing experiences? If it really was haunted, why has no physical evidence ever convinced the scientific community? Maybe fear can reshape the way we experience reality. Or maybe there are places where reality isn't as simple as we believe. The Demon House of Gary, Indiana remains one of America's greatest paranormal mysteries because it offers no easy answers. Only eyewitness accounts, conflicting opinions, and a story that continues to divide believers and skeptics to this day. So now I want to ask you, do you think the Demon House was truly haunted? Or was it one of the most misunderstood stories in American history? Let me know your theory in the comments. And if you enjoy exploring America's darkest mysteries, don't forget to subscribe, because next time, we're opening the door to another place where legend and reality collide.